Imagine walking through a crowded city street, the sounds of honking cars and hurried footsteps blending into a chaotic symphony. You pause at a corner where a homeless artist sits, sketching quietly with nothing but a tattered notebook and a hopeful expression. Now, here's a question for you. Where are you watching from? Let us know in the comments below. No pressure, but if you don't, we might send someone to draw your portrait too. But back to the story. Meet Alex, a street artist who spends his days on the sidewalks of New York City, pouring his soul into every pencil stroke. He wasn't always on the streets. Once, he dreamed of showcasing his work in galleries. Life, however, had other plans, and those dreams slowly faded into sketches on crumpled pages. One chilly afternoon, as Alex worked on a new piece, he noticed someone familiar walking toward him. She was dressed simply, sunglasses perched on her nose, but her presence was unmistakable. It was Jennifer Lawrence. Alex froze for a moment, disbelief etched on his face. Why was she here? Was she really stopping to look at his work? Without hesitation, he flipped to a blank page and began sketching her, his hands moving with a determination he hadn't felt in years. What happened next was more than just an interaction between a fan and a celebrity. It was a moment of humanity, of connection that would leave Alex, and everyone who heard the story, speechless. Stay with us, because Jennifer's response wasn't just kind, it was life-changing. Alex wasn't always a street artist. Growing up in a small Midwest town, he had big dreams of becoming a renowned painter. His sketchbooks were filled with drawings of the world around him, his mother's warm smile, the sprawling fields near his home, and the family dog snoozing in the afternoon sun. His talent didn't go unnoticed. Teachers praised his work, and his community encouraged him to pursue art as a career. After high school, Alex left for New York City, hoping to make his mark in the art world. At first, things seemed promising. He enrolled in an art school, working odd jobs to pay for his tuition and materials. His professors admired his dedication, often commenting on the raw emotion in his work. Alex believed he was on the verge of something great. But life in the city wasn't easy. The cost of living skyrocketed, and the competition in the art world was fierce. After a series of setbacks, rejected gallery submissions, dwindling savings, and an economic downturn, Alex found himself unable to keep up with rent. He dropped out of school and started living on the streets, his dreams slipping further away with each passing day. Despite his circumstances, Alex never let go of his art. He carried a weathered notebook and a small box of pencils wherever he went, sketching the people and places around him. His drawings captured fleeting moments, an elderly couple sharing a laugh on a park bench, a child chasing pigeons, the tired face of a fellow street vendor. These sketches became his lifeline, a way to preserve the beauty he still saw in the world. Alex's corner on a busy Manhattan street became his makeshift studio. Regular passers-by began to recognize him, some stopping to chat or admire his work. One such person was Marcy, a kind-hearted coffee shop worker who passed by Alex every morning on her way to work. Marcy often brought him a cup of coffee and a muffin, insisting he take a break from drawing to eat. "You've got talent, Alex," she would say. "One day, someone's going to notice." But Alex's faith in that one day was fading. He kept drawing, not because he believed it would change his circumstances, but because he couldn't imagine doing anything else. Meanwhile, Jennifer Lawrence, fresh off the set of her latest film, was enjoying a rare day off in the city. Known for her down-to-earth personality and genuine love for connecting with people, she often wandered through New York streets unnoticed, blending in with the hustle and bustle. On this particular afternoon, Jennifer decided to take a walk to clear her mind, leaving behind the glitz and glamour of her celebrity life. As she turned the corner near Alex's usual spot, she noticed his sketches displayed on the pavement. The raw emotion in the drawings stopped her in her tracks. She crouched down to get a closer look, her presence drawing curious glances from passers-by. Alex, engrossed in his work, didn't notice her at first. When he finally looked up, his heart skipped a beat. Jennifer Lawrence, the Jennifer Lawrence, was examining his art with a look of admiration. For Alex, this moment felt surreal. He scrambled to find a blank page in his notebook, and with trembling hands began sketching her. The crowd around them grew as people recognized Jennifer, but she didn't seem to mind. She watched Alex work, occasionally glancing at his other sketches. Marcy, who happened to be on her break, joined the growing crowd. She nudged Alex playfully, whispering, "Told you someone would notice." When Alex finished the portrait, he hesitated before handing it to Jennifer. I hope you like it," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. Jennifer looked at the drawing, her eyes widening as she took in the intricate details. "This is incredible," she said, her voice genuine. "You're incredibly talented." What happened next would change Alex's life forever. Jennifer didn't just accept the drawing. She made a decision that would remind the world of the power of kindness and recognition. For Alex, it was the beginning of a journey back to the dreams he thought he had lost. Alex's heart raced as he handed the finished sketch to Jennifer Lawrence. For a moment, the bustling city noise seemed to fade, replaced by the sound of his own rapid heartbeat. He watched her face closely, searching for any hint of approval or rejection. Jennifer took the portrait, studying it with an intensity that made Alex hold his breath. "This is stunning," she said, breaking the silence. Her voice was calm but filled with genuine admiration. Alex's shoulders relaxed, a wave of relief washing over him. He had drawn hundreds of faces before, but this was different. This was Jennifer Lawrence, a global star, holding his work like it was a treasure. The growing crowd murmured in awe, their phones snapping pictures of the moment. Jennifer, unfazed by the attention, looked at Alex and asked, "Do you sell your art?" Alex hesitated, unsure how to respond. "Sometimes," he admitted, his voice barely audible. "But it's hard. Not many people want to buy street art." Jennifer's brow furrowed, a thoughtful expression crossing her face. Then she did something that left Alex and the crowd stunned. "This deserves to be seen by more people," she said, reaching for her phone. She snapped a photo of the portrait and Alex's sketches, then posted it to her social media account with the caption, "Discovered an incredible artist today. Let's give him the recognition he deserves." The moment felt surreal. Within minutes, Alex's phone, an old model with a cracked screen, buzzed with notifications as the post gained traction. Jennifer's act of kindness didn't just validate Alex's talent, it opened a door he thought was forever closed. The ripple effect of that single post would soon turn his life around in ways he could never have imagined. As Jennifer Lawrence's social media post gained traction, Alex's world began to change, fast. Within hours, his phone buzzed relentlessly with notifications. Comments poured in, praising his talent and sharing words of encouragement. Some users even asked how they could purchase his art. The sudden attention overwhelmed Alex, who was used to quiet, unnoticed days on the street corner. Marcy, who had stayed to witness the moment, nudged him playfully. "See, I told you someone would notice," she said with a grin. But Alex wasn't sure how to respond. This was the kind of recognition he had dreamed of, yet it felt unreal, almost too good to be true. The next morning, Alex returned to his usual spot on the street, unsure of what to expect. To his surprise, a small crowd was already gathered, waiting to meet him. People from all walks of life approached, asking to see his sketches or requesting personalized portraits. Some handed him money without even taking a drawing, insisting that his talent deserved support. But with the newfound attention came complications. As Alex's fame grew, so did the pressure. He found himself working long hours, sketching tirelessly to meet the increasing demand. His hands, once steady and precise, began to ache from overuse. "I'm just one person," he confided to Marcy during one of their coffee breaks. "What if I can't keep up?" Marcy, ever the optimist, suggested setting boundaries. "You can't draw for everyone, Alex," she said. "Start small. Take orders. Pace yourself." With her help, Alex set up a simple system: jotting down requests in a new notebook Marcy had gifted him. Meanwhile, Jennifer Lawrence continued to support Alex from behind the scenes. She sent him a message through her assistant, offering to connect him with galleries and online platforms to showcase his work. Alex was hesitant. "What if they don't think I'm good enough?" he asked Marcy, who rolled her eyes in response. "Jennifer Lawrence thinks you're good enough. Isn't that enough proof?" Despite Marcy's encouragement, Alex faced other challenges. Some skeptics questioned his sudden rise to fame, accusing him of being a publicity stunt orchestrated by Jennifer. The online negativity, though minor compared to the overwhelming support, chipped away at his confidence. "Maybe I don't deserve this," he said one evening, staring at the comments on his battered phone.
Jennifer, sensing his hesitation, arranged a surprise visit to his corner. She arrived unannounced, her presence once again drawing a crowd. "Don't let the noise get to you," she told Alex. "You have a gift, and the world deserves to see it." Her words reignited the spark within him, reminding Alex of why he started drawing in the first place. With renewed determination, Alex took his first major step forward, agreeing to display his work at a local gallery Jennifer had recommended. The gallery owner, a warm and enthusiastic woman named Clara, welcomed Alex with open arms. "Your art tells stories," she said, admiring his sketches. "People need to see this." Preparing for the exhibit was no small feat. Alex poured himself into creating new pieces, each one reflecting a part of his journey. He drew Marcy, handing him coffee on a cold morning, the elderly couple who always stopped to chat, and even Jennifer's portrait, the one that started it all. The process was exhausting, but deeply fulfilling. The night of the gallery opening arrived, and Alex stood nervously by the entrance, dressed in a borrowed suit Marcy had insisted he wear. Guests began to arrive, their expressions filled with awe as they took in his work. Among them was Jennifer, who approached Alex with a warm smile. "You did it," she said, her words a quiet affirmation of his efforts. But the climax of the evening came when a well-known art dealer approached Alex, offering him a spot in a major upcoming exhibition. "Your work is extraordinary," the dealer said. "It captures something real, something raw." As Alex shook the dealer's hand, his mind raced. The opportunities ahead felt both thrilling and daunting. But for the first time in years, he believed in himself. The journey wasn't easy, and challenges still loomed, but Alex had found his footing, and his purpose, again. The rising action, filled with triumphs and trials, set the stage for a life-changing moment that would solidify Alex's place in the art world. His growth wasn't just about recognition. It was about reclaiming the dreams he thought he had lost forever. The night of Alex's gallery opening was nothing short of surreal. The once distant dream of seeing his work displayed on pristine white walls was now a reality. Visitors moved through the space, pausing to admire the raw emotion captured in his sketches. Conversations filled the air. People shared their interpretations of Alex's art, marveled at his story, and wondered how someone so talented had been overlooked for so long. But as Alex stood near the entrance, shaking hands and exchanging polite smiles, an all-too-familiar doubt crept into his mind. Was he truly worthy of this attention? The gallery lights felt too bright, the crowd too large. A sudden wave of anxiety gripped him. What if this was all a fluke? His moment of doubt came to a head when a stern-faced critic approached. Known for her sharp tongue and unfiltered opinions, she held a glass of wine in one hand and a brochure of Alex's work in the other. "Your art has emotion," she began, her voice measured. "But does it have depth? Can it truly stand alongside the greats?" The words stung, though the critic's tone was more curious than cruel. Alex's chest tightened as he struggled to respond. The room seemed to blur around him, the voices of guests fading into a distant hum. He felt like the same struggling artist who had been overlooked for years, his confidence wavering under the weight of her scrutiny. Just as Alex began to falter, a voice cut through the tension. "His work doesn't just stand, it speaks," Jennifer Lawrence said, stepping forward. Her presence commanded the room, and all eyes turned to her. She gestured toward a piece on the wall, a portrait of a tired but smiling coffee shop worker handing a steaming cup to a bundled-up artist. "This isn't just a sketch," Jennifer continued, her voice steady and warm. "It's a story. It's the story of resilience, of connection, of seeing beauty where others might not. That's the depth you're looking for." The critic raised an eyebrow, intrigued but not dismissive. "Perhaps," she said, before moving on to view the rest of the gallery. Jennifer turned to Alex, her expression soft. "Don't let one opinion define you," she said quietly. "Your work is already making an impact. Look around." Alex followed her gaze. Guests were engaged, captivated by his art. A young couple stood in front of a piece depicting a father and son fishing at sunrise, their smiles reflecting the warmth of the scene. Another visitor wiped away tears while gazing at a sketch of an elderly couple holding hands. The moment was transformative. Alex realized that his art didn't need to please everyone. It just needed to resonate with those who connected with it. Jennifer's words and the crowd's reactions reignited his confidence. As the evening drew to a close, the gallery owner approached Alex, beaming. "This is just the beginning," she said, and for the first time, Alex truly believed it. The night wasn't just a triumph, it was a turning point, solidifying his place as an artist with a voice that couldn't be ignored. As the gallery emptied and the lights dimmed, Alex sat quietly in the corner, taking in the magnitude of the evening. The earlier tension, sparked by the critic's question, had faded, replaced by a calm sense of accomplishment. Jennifer Lawrence, who had stayed until the end, approached him with a warm smile. "See," she said gently, "you didn't just show your art, you shared your story." And people felt it. The gallery owner, Clara, joined them, carrying a clipboard filled with inquiries about Alex's work. "We've received several offers for your pieces," she said, her excitement evident. "And more requests for commissions. This is just the start, Alex." For the first time in years, Alex felt a sense of direction. The critic's words no longer lingered in his mind. Instead, he focused on the reactions of those who had connected with his art. He recalled the tearful visitor, the couple inspired by his sunrise sketch, and the steady stream of people who had expressed genuine admiration for his talent. Jennifer handed Alex a card. "If you ever need guidance, don't hesitate to reach out," she said, "but I have a feeling you're going to be just fine on your own." As the evening came to a close, Alex left the gallery with Marcy, who had stayed by his side the entire time. "I told you," she teased, nudging him playfully. "Someone would notice." Alex laughed, the sound lighter than it had been in years. He looked at the city around him, not as a place of struggle, but as a canvas filled with possibilities. Though challenges still lay ahead, Alex now had the confidence and support to face them. The gallery opening wasn't the end of his story, it was the beginning of a new chapter. In the weeks following the gallery opening, Alex's life transformed in ways he never imagined. His sketches, once confined to the corners of crumpled notebooks, now adorned the walls of homes and offices. Orders poured in for commissions, and the recognition he received breathed new life into his dreams. Jennifer Lawrence's quiet yet impactful support remained a source of encouragement, but Alex had begun to stand on his own. He rented a small studio space, a far cry from the streets he once called home. The space became a sanctuary where he could focus on his art, experimenting with new styles and techniques. Marcy, ever his cheerleader, proudly displayed his first signed piece in the coffee shop where she worked, often telling customers, "I knew him before he was famous." The connection between them deepened into a cherished friendship, a reminder of the small acts of kindness that had carried Alex through his darkest days. Alex's journey wasn't just about art, it was about resilience, about finding hope when the odds seemed insurmountable. He had proven to himself and the world that with determination and the support of a few kind souls, even the most broken dreams could be pieced back together. Alex's story is more than a tale of talent being discovered. It's a testament to the transformative power of kindness and perseverance. It reminds us that no matter how tough life gets, there's always a chance for renewal, often sparked by the compassion of others. Jennifer Lawrence's simple gesture of sharing Alex's work wasn't just an act of kindness, it was a catalyst for change, proving that sometimes the smallest actions can have the biggest impact. But Alex's transformation didn't end there. His journey was built on hard work, resilience, and the determination to rise above his struggles. So, what about you? Have you ever witnessed or experienced an act of kindness that changed someone's life? Share your stories in the comments below. They might inspire someone else to believe in the power of compassion. This story also challenges us to reflect on how we can be catalysts for change in our own communities. Whether it's supporting local talent, offering a helping hand, or simply spreading positivity, we all have the ability to make a difference. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a little inspiration today. Together we can create a world where kindness isn't just an exception. It's the norm. Let's turn small gestures into extraordinary outcomes.